Have you ever met someone who deletes everything? Old photos, old chats, even songs that remind them of someone. It's like they're allergic to memories. But why? Why do some people erase their past while others hold on to it forever? Is it guilt? Pain? Growth? Or maybe peace? Stay with me till the end, because by the time we're done, you might understand why you do it too. For some people, deleting is an act of survival. Every photo holds an emotion, a version of them that no longer exists. And when they see it, it's not nostalgia they feel. It's pain disguised as memory. Psychologists call this emotional avoidance. It's when the mind learns that if something hurts, the best way to cope is to erase it. They're not cold. They're just protecting themselves. Deleting becomes their quiet way of saying, I've been there, I've felt that, and I don't want to feel it again. But then there's another kind of person, the minimalist mind. They don't delete because of pain. They delete for clarity. To them, clutter is emotional noise. A clean phone means a clean mind. Every old chat feels like unfinished business. Every photo, emotional baggage. So they clear it all, not to forget, but to stay focused on what's real now. Psychologists link this to cognitive load theory. The brain can only process so much at once, and people who constantly delete are often just creating mental space to stay calm, productive, and in control. And then there's the third kind, the transformers. They delete not out of pain or clarity, but as a ritual of renewal. When a phase ends, a relationship, a dream, a version of themselves, they press delete, not to escape, but to evolve. It's their silent ceremony, their way of saying, that version of me served its purpose. It's time to let go. This is what psychologists call self-reinvention, the belief that identity isn't fixed, that we can change, and letting go of old data is part of becoming someone new. But here's what most people miss. Deleting isn't just about photos or chats. It's about control.
In a world where we can't control what people do to us, we can still control what stays on our phone. We choose what reminders remain and which ones vanish forever. That's why some people delete right after heartbreak, not because they're over it, but because it's the only thing they can still control. It's their way of taking power back. Now let's flip the story. Not everyone deletes. Some keep everything, screenshots, chats, photos. Why? Because they need to remember. They fear forgetting the people and moments that made them who they are. They believe memories give life meaning. But people who delete, they've learned that meaning doesn't always live in the past. Sometimes it lives in moving on. Does deleting make you emotionally strong? Not always. It depends why you're doing it. If it's to avoid your feelings, you're just hiding pain under a clean screen. But if it's to create space for peace, then you're not running away. You're growing up. So, next time you hit delete all, ask yourself, am I escaping or am I evolving? Psychology teaches us that memory isn't just in our brain. It's in our habits, our files, our devices. And the way you manage them says more about your emotional life than any personality test ever could. People who always delete old photos and chats aren't heartless. They're just learning the art of selective remembering. They don't see letting go as loss. They see it as cleansing. Because sometimes Healing isn't about keeping more, it's about keeping less. So, which one are you? The keeper, the clearer, or the transformer? If this made you rethink your own habits, don't just scroll away. Subscribe. Because here on Why People Do This, we don't just talk psychology, we understand the human stories behind it.